everybody. You're listening to the two5 cast, episode 20. I am your host, Mike. Welcome to my Thunderdome. With me is Kamden.
I'm just glad to be here.
Yeah, you're always invited to the Thunderdome, dude.
Good. I have that VIP card.
Yeah.
That fucking gold card. I walk up to the door and they're like, "Sir," and I'm just like,
Look at all these gold stars on this bitch. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Stop me? Oh, please let me in. Just stop. Don't touch me.
small and queer.
Small and queer. What's up, dude?
Nothing, man. My fucking throat. It's not doing so great anymore.
Yeah.
It's all
What's wrong with your thrusty?
fucking listen. I
hate Tumblr, by the way.
But I mean, all the best memes are from Tumblr.
At
least in my opinion.
I think that we get enough memes from Tumblr. I think like there's plenty that come from Reddit, and there's
You're right.
in other places. I'm not gonna say like, oh, memes are developed in the Tumblr labs beneath the catacombs in the secret underground science laboratory. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Got any questions about the secret science laboratory underneath the catacombs?
No, I was trying to think of something funny to rebuttal with, but I actually couldn't think of anything.
Oh, okay.
I was like, say something funny.
Your brain's like, all I know is fine dining and breathing.
That's exactly how I felt. Oh yeah, my comment. Yeah, like everything on the internet, it all kind of trickles and cycles. Like it could start somewhere, but it all makes its way around. Like, one thing after another.
I literally watched someone show me their Facebook, and it was a post from Tumblr. Like, it was the Tumblr format. So, yes, you're right.
Yeah, it's just like, someone's like, oh, look at this funny, like, meme. I'm like, that's definitely a 4chan thread that I'm looking at right there. So, I don't know. Things are what they are. I just realized, Mike, our podcast is literally is our four hands. Our fucking...
What are you saying?
Our four hands, because this is 20. 10 and 10.
Oh, yeah.
20.
Have touched hands. Nice job,
Yeah,
dude.
with your ginormous hands.
Yeah.
Got
They're made for loving.
I mean, listen, man. Everyone's got
Aggressive loving.
To each his own.
Yeah.
To each his own. So I wanted to, if you don't mind, if I just segue into what I was talking about.
Sure. Nice and smooth. No
yeah.
bumps there.
Yeah, man. I was kind of touching Mike.
Where are you going with this?
I was touching Mike. That's it. I was just...
I don't know about this, so someone please call 911.
So Outlast 2 just came out like a couple weeks ago or so. And
Did it outlast the expectations?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Oh.
I was watching somebody play it.
Because we're poor and we don't have money or time to do it ourselves.
Yeah, nor do I have any kind of way to play it on.
Also, you like to be cucked. It's a certain way of being cucked, I feel like.
What?
Watching someone else play. It's like, oh, I can't play my beautiful
Dude,
game.
kind of, yeah. I love watching people play. I mean, that's fucking...
Holy shit. You started that sentence and my mind was like, no. You love watching people playing video games.
Yeah, man.
I love Overwatch. Please play my beautiful game.
I like just watching play. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like watching you play it.
They play it better than you?
I've never played Overwatch.
But I mean, like, they're playing it better than you? So
yeah,
it's like,
of course.
It's like, I like watching my wife get fucked better than...
Dude, kind of, though. It's like, man, I'm watching this guy fuck my wife way better than I could ever do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, whenever...
I can't beat this game. I guess I'll just get cucked
That's
then.
the reason I loved watching you play Overwatch, because I'm like, I know if I were to ever play this game, I will never get to that level of how you are. Like, holy shit.
Just to put this out there, I'm not that great. I have my moments, though, where I'm like, in the moment... For example, I was doing some 3v3s just to get my last like kind of loot box for the event, like because it ends tomorrow, and I like
I guess technically today.
Yeah, it ends by the time it's over. It's all over.
Bye.
3v3. I was playing as Anna, of course.
Okay.
And I just ever since I switched her sleep dart to my right click, I've just been so accurate with it. And
yeah.
I slept a Lucio off of a wall like he was wall riding, and I watched him fall, and then I went up and I punched him to death. Christians against drugs, everyone. You should get connected.
Dude, speaking of drugs, a guy came in today to the Pokemart.
Yeah.
And he had like a bunch of tags on his like keychain, on his like belt.
Tags, like what kind of tags?
Like little keychains.
Oh, okay.
And they were like all different colored, and I was like, hey, man, like that's a really cool like chain of tags. Like, what are
chain
they?
of events.
I guess, yeah. And he goes, oh, they're my sobriety tags. I was just like, oh, dude, like, fucking congratulations. Like, that's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely. Like, and I asked,
okay.
Like, how long he's been sober.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, you've been 30 days sober. Here's your tag.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he just said thank you. His drug of choice was either meth or heroin.
Oh, okay. See, I thought this was like a weird thing you were going to bring up. Like, that's awesome. Go him.
Yeah, no, I was like, dude, I don't know you, but I'm so fucking proud of you.
Yeah.
He's like, thanks, man. And then I started telling him about my friend, and I was like...
Got a friend who went through the same thing?
Yeah, and she's still on drugs.
Oh, well, he's not, so...
Fucking, yeah, round of applause to him, man.
Yeah, it was something he said that really stuck with me, that he's always going to have that addiction. Like, he's always going to... His was just like he was a stoner, and he, like, it put his life in a bad place.
Mm-hmm.
But he I mean, I don't know, people define it differently, but to him, he's always going to be a stoner, and that's something he has to keep in mind, so that way, you know, when he's making these decisions, it's like, is this really best for me? So
yeah, even if you're like clean.
I can't be like, oh, I'll just do one hit off of it. Yeah, one weed ciggy, and it'll be fine. It's like, no, like that, and that kind of like made me realize some things about myself too. So not that I'm on drugs.
No, that's kind of the same reason I was a little afraid to start drinking or anything.
Yeah.
Because my dad, like,
the history of it.
Alcoholism runs in my family. Like, my grandpa, I mean, on my mom's side was, like, an alcoholic. My dad is. And I was like, so this addictive behavior runs in my family very clearly. So I don't know if I want to take this risk and do it. And I watched my cousins also like suffer with alcoholism and addiction to drugs. I was like, this is a risk, man. But
yeah,
you have to just know like your limit, like be so self-conscious and like aware. So
anyway, you were talking about Outlast.
Yeah, of course I watched.
I think yeah. Then we talked about it all checks out. Yeah. I punched that Lucio real good.
Yeah, punch him right in his thrussy.
Outlast.
Knock him off the wall.
Yeah. Outlast.
Yeah. So, of course, I watch. There's one person in particular I've watched play Outlast. Obviously, it's Jacksepticeye.
Jeez.
Because
I was gonna say, let me take a wild guess on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I watched him play Outlast 1. So, of course, I knew he was going to play Outlast 2.
Sure.
I loved Outlast 1. I liked the character development. I thought it was funny. Like, just like some of the way that people were. And I don't know. It was just a good game. Like, I thought it was great. And it had, like, the perfect amount of, to me anyway, of stuff to do and horror. Like, you can have, like, a great...
What's the stuff you do in that game?
Like, it's like a puzzle game, kind of. It's like, essentially, your goal is
to... little Resident Evil?
Get the fuck out. Like, that's your goal. But, of course, you have to, like... It's like a fucking mystery, and there's a whole storyline to it.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. And I even love the whistleblower DLC to it. It was good. I really, really liked it.
Whistleblower DLC.
It's like... It goes to the storyline.
All right.
It's a lot.
Okay.
And there's usually like a supernatural element that goes to it, which I'm a super big fan of.
Of the show?
I've never seen the show.
I'm joking.
I just know there's like a dude named Jensen or whatever. I don't know. I've never watched the show.
I one time got
a
loot crate, and it had their car in it, and I gave it to a friend. That's my only interaction with Supernatural.
Mike's a sweetheart, everybody. You heard it here first. Anyway, Outlast 2. So I was really hyped because I watched people play the demo. I watched multiple people on YouTube play the demo. It looked really good.
You were like in it.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I'm fucking excited for this game. It looks so good. Game comes out, people start playing it, putting it up on YouTube. So of course I watched Jacksepticeye because he's kind of my number one go-to.
He's your guy.
He's my guy, yeah. And the first half of the game, Jonathan. Yes, Jonathan. Oh man, from good old Ireland.
Jonathan.
Which I guess I don't
Kiss
know.
on the Blarney Stone. That's a castle wall.
Yeah, there's a place I forgot, but they have a thing about like around the fucking what's that? St. Patty's Day, called the Blarney Stone. It was like a fucking huge mashed potato thing with like smothered in gravy. It was like a whole ordeal.
Okay.
So yeah, that's all I know from Irish people is that fucking side dish and Jacksepticeye. I don't know anything else. I don't know anything else. I guess it's Ireland.
From Burn Notice was from Ireland.
I have a guilty pleasure movie, and that one of the dudes from the movie is from Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's called P.S. I Love You. I fucking for some reason just love this movie.
Anyway. About Outlast.
Outlast 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the beginning of the game. It was really, really great. Spoiler alert, you fall from a helicopter into this like fucking land, whatever. So
what?
There's like it's like a battle between like two tribes, air quote, Christians and heretics, whatever. Both of them are talking about the end of the world. They're like, oh, the end of the world's gonna happen. Christians want to kill the Antichrist because apparently it's gonna be born. The heretics want to welcome the Antichrist into the world. Whatever. It's fucking wild. So you play this dude Blake. Whatever, you do your thing.
Blake.
His name's Blake. Yeah,
My name's Blake. Is he the Antichrist?
No, his child is.
Oh.
But there's some weird shit going on, and again, it gets kind of supernatural. So there's like a fucking bright ass light that shines like every now and then, and I like as soon as it does, Blake goes into this like hallucinogenic like state.
Sure.
But some shit from his past. Whatever. First half of the game, great. Pacing was like pretty decently.
Yeah, it was there.
Yeah, it was there. You got to introduce these characters. They built up the characters really, really nicely. It was really, really good. I hated though. It was always like the entire game was a case of you have to get something or whatever, and you have to run around and hide. You have to like
fetch quest kind of thing going on.
Kind of. You have to like. It's just a case of. It was just like a cat and mouse. Like the whole entire game was cat and mouse. So it's like, oh, I need to get here, but I'm gonna run from fucking Martha and her big ass cross axe.
Fucking Martha.
Yeah, a couple different.
Cross axe. What's a cross axe?
It's like an axe, but it's in the shape of a cross. So she's like
okay.
Yeah, it's again,
that's extra.
Again, they're super religious.
Fucking
I don't know,
Martha.
man. But yeah, that was literally all it is. It's like, oh, okay, great. I have to run from Martha again, like, just so I can get through this fucking thing. Oh, I have to go through this door, but I need a fucking hook. Well, let me just go find this hook. Oh, I need a rope, but I have to go through this fucking swamp of heretics before, like, that was literally all it is.
That sounds like a bad...
They just, like, kept repeating it. It was really annoying. But I loved the sequences where Blake, like, went back into his memory of this girl, Jessica. Like, that whole storyline itself was great. They also built up a lot of characters, like Sullivan Noth, who is or Papa Noth is what they called him. Papa Noth. Yeah, he was the priest guy. And then Val was the like leader of the heretics. Like they built up these characters, and then like at the very end they like conveniently wrapped it up.
Yeah.
So like after Blake got through the mine, Val's just like there, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck you" or whatever, like some shit with the Antichrist. And then he gets knocked out. You like do a little thing back in time with the school, and then you like wake up and Val's dead, like because the fucking Christians killed her. It's like, dude, okay, like I had not that much personality. It was the same thing with Papa Noth. Like you saw him once because you were hiding in a confessional booth, and then at the very end you meet him again. Sorry, Mike. I hope you don't care if I spoil this.
I have no idea Outlast was a thing.
Yeah,
and I will probably go back to being in that state of mind afterwards.
It's fine. But like again, I thought we were gonna like fucking battle down. Like I thought it was like, oh, I'm gonna battle Val, I'm gonna battle Papa Noth. That's gonna be a huge thing. No, literally, it's just like
things just happen.
Now you're back in the church and you're on the ground holding your baby, air quote. And then there's Father Noth, who's like, well,
that was a ride, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then he fucking kills himself, and it's like, dude, like that was a shitty ending. Like the very end of it, you walk out of the church, walk down the path, see all the dead people from like a suicide pact, stand and look at the sun, and it fucking just gets brighter, and that's the end of the game.
So that sounds
sucks.
like the result of like a lot of people actually don't finish games, like a huge percentage, and so I think like the current way you go about designing a game or developing a game is that you start with the first part, because that's the part that everyone's going to see.
Of course,
and everyone's going to be able to talk about. And then normally when you're doing this, I think what it used to be was you would do the first part, you would do the last part, and then you would bridge them together in the middle. And you would extend it out as far as you need to if you need like a really long game, if the game called for it, if the game was like, no, the mechanics just don't call for like a 40-hour game, so it's really like an 8-hour game or 20-hour game.
Yeah.
But that sounds like it was all front loaded, like all the it gave you a bunch of promises that it just did not deliver on from the sounds of it.
Yeah, like the audio and visual team like did a really good job. Like there's a really cool part in the game. There's like a good half an hour scene where you are walking through and like these like factory area and it's raining blood.
Ooh,
like it's fucking awesome.
crazy.
Like the visual it's
brutal, dude.
It's great. It's really cool. But like it just kind of sucks. I was like, man, like after you get chased and you have to hide or whatever, like the 4th time, it gets really fucking old because you do it about 10 times throughout the entire game. And it's just like, I don't know. I just want to say my piece. Like, of course, I have theories on it, but I'm not going to get into that. But, yeah, it was just like, I don't know, it's kind of disappointing, man. That's not the first time I've been really disappointed with a game. Like, I don't know. What about you? Like,
game I've been disappointed in?
Yeah, a game like you were excited to play and it was like let you down.
That's like Darkest Dungeon for me. It was like the mechanics were there, because I really love game mechanics because that's what really gets me attached to it. And the aesthetic was there. I wasn't so crazy about certain parts. It's a game about your party members being at some point disposable. Like they get to a point where they're dead, dude.
Is it a Star Wars game?
No. Wait, what are you referencing?
Because they treat stormtroopers like fodder.
Oh, okay. No, nothing like that.
Oh, whoops.
But like your highwayman is just. He can only function when he's sober, and when he's not, he's like kleptomaniac that he wants to fuck over the entire team. So, like at a certain point, he gets himself killed or something like that. And I wasn't so crazy about that, but like once I actually got the game and put some time into it, I was just like, this was just not for me. I don't know. I love the aesthetic. Like the art design for it was really good. That's the first one that comes to mind. I'm sure there's plenty of games where I started playing it and I was just like, fuck, dude, I've messed up.
I made a bad decision.
I think you would like the game BioShock Infinite.
Okay, I have played a little bit of a BioShock game, like way back when I was like 15 and I was dating some dude.
Yeah.
Because he'd bring over his laptop.
Are you a dude or are you a robot?
I'm a robot.
Okay, it was BioShock 2.
Genuinely, I actually don't know. I don't remember. Sorry, I was like, I thought you were asking in real life. I was like, I'm a robot, dude.
Oh, you're a robot, dude?
Yeah, man. Duh.
You fucking SJWs.
Oh god. Yeah,
now,
I don't remember, man.
In 1, you're a guy.
I think it was BioShock 1.
And in 2, you're in a suit and your hand looks all robotic.
I remember some hospital stuff.
I think. I don't know.
And fucking daddies. And you're underwater?
Both of those are underwater, so it doesn't help.
Know. Yeah, I played a little bit of BioShock, I guess the first one.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with it. Of course, the guy went to college and broke up with me like before I could finish it.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, it was a good game. Like I mean, at least when I played it. But
sure.
That's totally up my alley. Like the aesthetic was great.
I think you'll definitely like.
It's like dystopian
Infinite.
Universe.
No, this one's sorta. It's like it's a racist. What's the opposite of dystopia? Utopia.
Yes.
Because it's a bunch of white people that hate the blacks and they get into wacky hijinks like lynching. But
yikes.
Yeah, it touches on that, but I feel like in a way where it's like, look, games are too heavy-handed to fucking have a tasteful input on this kind of stuff, so they really don't get into it. They just use the time, era, and culture to like give it. Dude, it's been a while since I played it, so it's hard to like articulate like, oh, this is what it was like. But like, there's definitely racial tension in it.
Yeah, there's a game I've seen I've seen a few people play that I think it's still in like beta stages or whatever. But it's called We Happy Few.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still got like that weird dystopian vibe,
mm-hmm.
but it has like a social message.
Is that the one where you have to take the pills?
Yep.
Yeah.
I like it a whole lot.
Yeah.
And I wish it was like a fully fleshed out game because I would be all up on that shit. I don't really know the story though. Is my issue. Like,
I can explain it to you.
Oh, okay, yeah, please do.
Well, in the beginning, it's a thing where everyone has to take these pills, and you don't. You stop taking them.
Yeah,
and then you are doing hijinks. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's that whole like the government has taken control kind of scenario.
Yeah, of course.
Like Dishonored, I think you would also like.
Dishonored.
And Dishonored 2 came out recently. And I love Dishonored 1. In 2, you play as Emily Corvo. No, Emily or Corvo, not Emily. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, I haven't heard of those games like Dishonored and Dishonored 2.
Yeah, okay.
It's just if a game has a great storyline, like from start to finish.
That's why I think you would like these.
I love it. That's why I think I was so disappointed in Outlast.
Like, the DLC in Dishonored 1 is really good too. You'll like that as well because it has like a through line. Like you're doing stuff while the hero of the main game is doing things, and it's like you see interactions from it, or you're influencing the story outside of it. You're not like I was there, dude, but it's more like you had some part into it.
Like something happened in the main game, and you're just playing like the side bit that caused some of those things to happen.
No, not necessarily. Maybe one day we'll sit down and play it, but like it's a little like it's. I don't want to just say it because then it just gives it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for considering.
Having some restraint.
Yeah, thank you. Me, I'm just yammering on about.
Let me tell you about this new game that just came out this minute.
I don't know.
Outlast 2.
Outlast 2. I guess it's been out for a couple weeks. I think that's why I was so like disappointed though. It's because
it probably also got overshined by Player Unknown's Battleground, which seems super dope.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, we talked about it.
Oh yeah, we talked about it briefly. Yeah, that's right. You're
like
right.
Outside the podcast. It's funny and not funny, but like so it's got like nearby voice comms. So if we're nearby, we could hear each other. But if like we're separate, we wouldn't be able to, like if we're like it would be quiet or it'd be like nothing would pick up. So when you're all on this plane, like 100 people stuffed onto it, you just hear some of the fucking worst internet things ever. Like just everyone wants to make sure that their slur is heard the loudest.
Yikes.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I'm for that, but it definitely is just like, Jesus Christ, the world is a nightmare.
Like, who thought this was a good game?
I mean, it is a good game.
I mean, is it? So, it's not like if you are close by in real life. It's if your like character is close by another character.
Yeah.
You'll hear.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd just be quiet. I just never say anything.
Or you could just turn off your microphone or your headset.
That too. You know,
it's just like this one moment where everyone's all coalesced together, and it's just shouting.
I feel like it's a case of who can say the N-word the loudest.
Yes. It's the penis game, but with slurs.
And just like, why though? But like, why?
Because the internet's a nightmare pothole of despair.
Oh man.
Everyone bumps into it.
There's a game that kind of reminds me of. It kind of sounds like it's. Oh gosh, dang it! I can't think of the name of it. Oh man, there's a lot of games that are like that. Rust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I think Rust is the one. Where it's like, you build a box around this person, you tell them to get naked and dance for you, unless they just want to stay in there forever. Like that kind of shit goes down.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I've heard stories about like we are now your master. Give us everything you own, or you just die. And now, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'm sure that happens a lot. You know.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, Rust always looked interesting to me. I was like, oh, I kind of like that. It's a different version of. It's like a more adult, intense version of Harvest Moon. Just like fucking...
No, I was gonna say more intense version of like Minecraft.
Oh yeah, I'm not actually a Minecraft fan though.
Oh.
I don't know.
You don't have to be. I'm not either.
Yeah.
I thought Minecraft was awesome up until it actually had its final release, because then I was like, what do you mean this is done? This game, like, whatever.
Why can't you do more?
No. That's not what I'm saying, because they kept doing more, but like how could you call this a finished product? Like the textures still look like shit. Like the 16-bit like way they went about coloring everything just looks bad, and I'm just like, that was good placeholder. And I always kind of thought that was going to be placeholder, but they should have really fucking like not fixed, but like cleaned up that game, because it's just a bad aesthetic.
Again, I don't really know. I only know being like extremely popular amongst younger folk.
Sure, because everyone has autism.
Yeah, well, my ex's little brother loved Minecraft, and I'm pretty sure he has ADD or something.
Yeah, I mean that in a very like true manner of speaking.
I don't know. I also have ADD, so I'm not shading on anybody. But
I know plenty of people who are autistic that love Minecraft because it's a game that lets them to express themselves in a very positive way. So
you know what?
Like I'm not shitting on autistic people or Minecraft or that. I just thought it was fucked up how they're like, yeah, this is the game we want to be the version 0 or 1.0. This is the game that's going live. I'm like, no. You shoehorned an ending into it that never needed an ending.
Is there a storyline to it?
Yes.
I don't even know.
It's not a story, but like there's an end goal. You fight the Nether Dragon, and then you win, I guess.
I only know you just go and everyone makes a fucking house.
So like
then some people make some art.
So there was a point in which they added hell, and hell was really cool because hell was, if you were to travel 10 blocks inside of hell, you've actually traveled 1,600 blocks in the overworld. So it was like this really cool idea, going back to like almost like Nightcrawler, where you would build portals to hell and then travel a much shorter distance than you in hell, and then come out like much farther away.
Oh.
So like that was like a really cool concept of like, well, I want to have this main base, and I want to have this chamber into hell like sectioned off because like things from hell can come out.
Yeah.
And I want to. Then I want to like build a way to travel from one portal to another portal inside of hell, and then travel like vast distances, and then like go like I suddenly in a different biodome where there's a bunch of snow, and now I can collect snow, or there's reeds here, or so that was something I was like always like, yes, that's super cool.
So it's like Portal but cheating.
No, Portal's something different, but
yeah,
it's like the Nightcrawler powers. They in the show they slowed down his teleportation, and he saw that the pocket universe that he was traveling into was like this demon world, and by doing that they caused like a rip in the two worlds, and like a demon came crawling out. Like it was wild, but it was super cool. Like
shit.
Yeah.
So like Pacific Rim.
I have not seen Pacific Rim.
Dude, I love that movie. I feel like that movie did not get enough praise.
Second one is coming out, right?
Is it?
I thought it has been, and then I thought it was canceled, and then
I'll have to look that up on my own time. But shit, man, fucking giant robots defeating monsters.
Who knew that would be so cool?
You're right, man. Who knew?
Who knew? Like Power Rangers weren't popular.
Okay, since we watched the Power Rangers movie,
yeah,
I've been feeling like I should get into Power Rangers more.
Yeah.
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 I keep thinking about it. I'm like, man, though. That was kind of a good movie. Like,
it was a goofy movie.
It was goofy, obviously.
I feel like that's Power Rangers at its worst.
But still, like, I still kind of liked it.
We're going to have to see the movie, the new one that came out. I think you'll like that way more.
Yeah, like every time I hear Power Rangers theme, like, go, go, Power Rangers, don't you ever stop. I'm like, man, the song's fucking lit.
Yeah.
I really like the song.
Like when they were like morphing at the very beginning of the movie, I got goosebumps because I was so into it. Like, non-ironically, I was so into it.
Yeah, like I said, I was like, it's just been on my mind. I'm just like, man, I feel like this is something I need to revisit. Like, I need to just like, I probably should go back. Of course, what was I shitting on it? I was like, yeah, so
I would look up a guide.
I'll never watch Power Rangers.
I would like,
it's fine.
I would just Google something like, I want to get into Power Rangers. Where should I start? And just see what people say. Just be like, here's the episode guide. Here's where all the good ones are. Like, so, skip like episode 6 because it's just like a non-starter. It's like nothing really happens and it's a boring fight. Like, whatever.
It's a storyline.
Yeah.
Because who wants to see that?
It's all filler.
So. Yeah, man, that's cool. Those are things I've been thinking about that I'm like, that happened like in my childhood. I'm like, I should probably go back and revisit that. Like, that wasn't something I was into, but I kind of maybe want to get into that now. Like, I kind of want to think about getting into Dragon Ball Z a little bit more.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z's dope, dude.
Because I
stop after the Cell Saga though. And that's when it's like
that's watching when I stopped. For a certain point, it was like
Dragon Ball is awesome as well. So if you ever get a chance to watch Dragon Ball,
yeah,
Dragon Ball is like young Goku.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z.
Look at that. Fucking.
You're already there,
it.
dude.
Nailed it, Kamden.
All right, I think that's it for us.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a good talk. I enjoyed talking.
Yeah, dude. Now you have to leave and go do real world stuff.
Yeah, I know. Fuck.
Bye.